Well, Google Maps is getting a new feature that will help users escape or avoid natural disasters as they unfold. With us now to discuss is Yahoo Finance tech editor Dan Howley. So Dan, I guess I'm imagining when a hurricane goes to an area that's been evacuated, the old Google Maps would just say there's no traffic.
Yeah.
So what is the new Maps update designed to do here? What's kind of the impetus for this?
It's the hurricane season is kicking off, the Atlantic hurricane season. So Google's rolling this out at a opportune time, more or less. And what this basically does is it allows you to see the path of a hurricane on Google Maps. If you're in an area that's about to be impacted by a hurricane, when you go to Maps, it'll give you a card that basically says, hey, there's a hurricane coming, watch out. In case you didn't see it, on the news, on Twitter, on everything else on the face of the earth, Maps will now tell you. It's helpful though, because if you're driving and you happen to come across an area where a hurricane might hit, it will divert you around that region. So it's an intelligent way of doing that. It also works with earthquakes. So if there's an earthquake, it won't be able to predict an earthquake, obviously, because nothing can really do that.
Not yet.
Not yet. But they will give you an idea of where the shock waves were felt or where the shaking was felt the most, and then keep you away from that area as well. It'll also let you alert your loved ones to let them know that you are okay, and give people updates on road closures and things along those lines. So it's a really helpful feature for this kind of activity. They're also rolling out flood warnings, but that's only going to be in India. The reason why they said it's only going to be in India for the moment is because 20% of flood fatalities come from that area of the world. So they wanted to prioritize that over rolling it out in the US. But it's a really helpful feature, and it should be, for people that are in the paths of hurricanes or the people that are in the paths of earthquakes or, in earthquake areas, it could prove really helpful for them.
Seems like Safety Jen has a lot of questions.
I have a lot of questions. Well, first of all, I don't turn on my let them follow me stuff.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, but this could, maybe is this a play to get more people to do that, because I don't want them to know where I am, but I don't want to die in a flash flood.
Well, I think that this is a kind of consumer loyalty feature, right? It's going to, yes, it's helpful. Yes, it's a good thing to make sure that people aren't in the paths of hurricanes.
Yeah.
But, a hurricane's coming. There was an earthquake somewhere. Flooding, that's different because that can happen in an instant. Yeah. But
landslides.
Landslides.
Even with hurricanes. So let's say with the hurricane, sometimes tracking changes.
Right, yeah.
And then it's trying to get out. And
Yeah.
they always send you all the same way.
Yeah.
Can the algorithm figure out how to send everybody different ways and all get out as well? And then during natural disasters, when your phone doesn't work.
What do you do? Yeah.
Yes.
For driving people around different areas, I don't think that's a possibility with this, but it does give you the cone of the path of the potential path of the hurricane. So that's a good way where it'll say, hey, a hurricane might be hitting this area at this time. Go away from it. But I think this is really a customer loyalty feature. Apple just rolled out their new version is rolling out their new version of Apple Maps. They're trying their best to get people off of Google Maps to stick with Apple, keep Apple users within Apple services. The more you're in their services, the more you'll sign up for other Apple services, yada, yada, yada. Google's trying to say, well, that's cool, but we also have this feature over here. We're going to keep you nice and safe. It could get people to be more loyal to Google Maps. I think there's people are just entrenched in the map.
Miles uses his Google Map for search.
Yeah.
For search.
Like
for
normal
like
people.
restaurants
Right,
and stuff?
yeah.
Normal
exactly.
people.
Yeah, I do the same
Jen
thing.
had never done this.
I
It's
have
very
never
odd.
done that.
Best way to find restaurants. It
Of
really
course,
is.
of
You
course.
search
Sazi
the
doesn't,
area.
Sazi doesn't do it either.
No.
Get on the train.
I'll try it.
Come on, guys, wake up. All right, a lot of questions here. Dan Howley, got to let you go. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have a great night.